Hello guys and welcome to a video. Now today I am actually playing the Star Wars Battlefront beta that was released on Thursday. So I've been having a lot of fun. It was released on Thursday the 8th, which I actually preloaded the game on the Wednesday because you were allowed to preload the game before it actually released, and it released at, well, exactly 20 to 3 on Origin is when it actually was released and I could actually come and play it. So I've got about 4 or 5 hours in the game already. I've played quite a bit. Like when it first launched or was first available to play, I played about an hour and a half, just from the time it loaded to the time I actually had to go out. So the gameplay you're seeing is, I think it's called Drop Zone. It's the one where the escape pods drop from the sky and you have to capture the escape pods. Now, this game mode I quite like because it's actually a little bit smaller and a little bit less chaotic than Walker Assault on Hoth. There's also a lot more cover on this map than there is on Hoth. I will be bringing you some gameplay of Walker Assault. I've got many games of that. I'm just trawling through the footage, finding decent clips that I can show you, sort of mash them all together out of about, I think I have about 6 hours in the game now. 4 of those hours are playing Walker Assault. The rest of them are playing Drop Zone. And the thing I'm going to say right now, you're going to see me zoom in quite a bit, but I actually don't recommend zooming in at all, if you can help it. Mainly because there's no difference to the aiming. If you aim down sight or zoom in, your accuracy, you do not get more accurate, your recoil does not increase, your spread does not increase, the gun is the same accuracy all the way along, even when jumping, jetpacking, falling, anything like that, your accuracy is exactly the same as it would be if you were sprinting around in a full sprint like this. I don't know this map, because this isn't Sullust, because I know what Sullust is. You do survival on Sullust. I don't know this map, his name off the top of my head, but those pits you can fall into do actually kill you. It's actually hot water, so it actually does damage to your health if you're stood in there for any amount of time. Now, on this map, if you have the jetpack, it's really, really, really good. Like, it can get you across the map in seconds, as I just get sniped here. That sniper is actually really good for the lower hand cards, but as soon as you get the jump pack, the personal shield, and a grenade, then I don't see that much point in actually running the sniper rifle, unless you're kind of that person who likes to be sniping. So as you can see, I'm just zooming in here. This is one of my first games actually. It's, as I said, I don't zoom in nearly as much anymore. I don't think it's actually worth it. It's just, it slows you down. When you zoom in like that, your movement is slowed down dramatically, so it makes you a lot easier to hit. So what I would do now is not zoom in, just sort of tap A, tap to AD, to move around. And that grenade that was thrown and made that pretty cool sound effect was a thermal imploder. You have different types of grenades. You have the thermal detonator, which is your default, sort of your first card you unlock. And then the other grenade you get is an ion grenade, which you get also an ion shot, which will shoot through and damage people inside of their personal shields. So I'm assuming the ion grenade does something similar to that. It will kill normal players without a shield as well. I've been killed by it many times. Then you get the battle pickups, I could call them, or the power-ups, which are the thermal imploder, which is the grenade you just heard a minute ago, and you have mounted turrets that you can mount and then use, or you have automated versions of those turrets. So that's the that's the power-ups you can get for the turret-wise, and obviously you get the hero power-ups, which it's a little bit more difficult than I would have liked to sort of. It's very different to what it was in Star Wars Battlefront 2. Like in Star Wars Battlefront 2, if you're getting shot, your hero character would automatically defend himself to an extent. Whether in this one you have to hold the right mouse button to defend and deflect shots, but it doesn't actually deflect all the shots, it deflects a lot of them. I mean, once you're the hero, you're obviously the target of like most of the enemy team on the map, which you can still do pretty well. Luke Skywalker's very, very agile, so jumping around is quite important with him. With Darth Vader, you sort of want to be blocking and using the flying ability. I'm not adequate enough to use his like long prolonged force flight ability, whatever. I can't remember its name off the top of my head. But it's relatively hard for me to do, as I'm not the best player. As you can see, I'm throwing grenades randomly because I keep pressing 1 to try and get back to my primary, but instead of that, it's actually F to switch back to your primary on things like that. So, just getting Steam messages in the back here, background of this video. But I'm using the sniper and the default Rebel Blaster. I'm doing pretty well, actually. As you can see, we are... Well, I think we are winning. I think we have 4 pods. I can't quite see it in Premiere's window. It's a little bit too small for the video. But I'm actually using Shadowplay to record this, so you should get some nice 1080p 60 FPS footage of this. Oh, and those charges, when you have like the personal shield, you don't actually spawn with charges. You need to pick them up, which is what that is for. You need to pick up those charges to allow you to use the personal shield. Otherwise, you don't spawn with any actual power to the shield. However, the jump pack is just a few seconds cooldown. That's that. And the sniper is also, I think, about 10-second cooldown or so. So I'm doing a flank around here trying to get this escape pod. I'm running around playing the objective. I really do thoroughly enjoy this game mode. At the moment, a bit more than Walker Assault. I do like Walker Assault, but the spawns are a little bit tedious because sometimes you'll spawn, but the Imperials are basically in your spawn, so you'll spawn, walk 2 feet and get shot. So it's a little bit annoying. And there's the Infernal Imploder again. What I find really annoying in Walker Assault currently is a lot of the time the rebels will get stomped in Walker Assault unless you have a really sort of aware team. I've got a gameplay where I didn't do very well because I was more focused on the objective than I wasn't actually getting kills. So I think I went 12 to 15 or 12 to 18, something like that. But we won. I will be bringing you gameplay of that so we can actually show you what what it looks like when you're playing the objective on Walker Assault properly with a teammate. I was playing with a friend of mine. The party system in this game is a little bit weird as well, if you don't already know. The way it works is you can have a party, I think, up to 8 players, I think it is. I'll double check that later in a minute, for the next video. But you can have a party of so many players, but out of that party you can choose one player to be the party, or you'll be your partner, and that's the guy you can spawn on, and you can only spawn on that guy from your party that you've chosen to be your partner. That's how it works, which is a little bit awkward as I throw a grenade by mistake. So you have your main character, your profile and your player. You have a partner, and then you have a party of X amount of players. You can fill up the party with X amount of players, and from that amount of players in that party, you choose one, or you invite one to be your partner, and he'll have to accept that, and then you can spawn on one another, and that's the only person in that party you can spawn on. That's how it works, which is a little bit strange, but it's alright once you understand how it works. It's a little bit buggy because sometimes you'll both invite one another, but you have to, one person has to invite you, and you have to wait for a few seconds for the actual invite to appear, then you can accept. So it's the same system that you would use going into the missions for co-op, which they're fun. There's limited to 6 waves on survival at the moment. It says 6 out of 12, so there'll be 12 waves in the main version when it releases. Oh, the matchmaking system in this game as well, which I think many people are having a bit of a worry on. It's alright, it works, but not particularly. Anyway guys, this gameplay's coming to an end. I'll bring you more footage later, so I'll see you in the next one.